Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Raila Amolo Odinga allowed Gladys Wanga to go and vie for the Homabay governorship, most of us concluded that finally Raila has lost one of the foot soldiers who were on the national politics, and we were also enjoying seeing Gladys Wanga fighting for us at the national level. But we want to thank the people of Homabay County. Indeed, they did as well for electing Bensouda as their next woman rep. Bensouda has proved that she is equal to the task. And yesterday she was on the floor of the House responding to remarks made by regarding Gachagua, William Ruto's deputy. And Gachagua had said that mass action is not going to affect anyone. Business is going to run as usual and no one will shut business. But then, Bensouda, in her response, she told the Gachagua openly that number one, we do not have mass action in this country. There was no demonstration because they want to say that we had demonstration. According to Bensouda, what we had was what we had on 20th of this month was an expression of the status of the nation, as people were expressing their opinion in mind, action, and what Kenyans are going through. So there are two questions he's asking. Number one, who closed business in this country? Number two, why? Listen to her shortly, then from there we're going to continue with this conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to talk. I can see you are now relaxed when Bensouda is on the throne. I'm very glad, and as a teacher I thought that I would get the motion before it was brought here, so that I restructure it to suit the debate in line with the current status of the situation of this country.
Yes.
When we are talking about we should stop demonstrations, there are no demonstrations. It is expression of the status of this nation. I want to advise and I want to make my contribution in regard to the Monday 20th peaceful march in exercising the opinion in mind, in action, and what Kenyans are undergoing.
Yeah.
I want to state, as the woman representative of Homabay County, this nation is hungry and there is no question about it.
Yes. Come on.
My second contribution, we were gladly advised by the Vice President that business will run as usual. Who stopped the business?
Yeah.
Who told the people to close the business? Nobody advised anybody to close the banks, to shut down the hospitals, to shut down anywhere. Nobody did that statement. Why did Kenyans choose to close? Number three, nobody said that all Kenyans in the 47 countries are going to march to State House. I have heard members contribute that people dressed up in a state that they were going to take over from State House. Myself, I was in white. And I wanted to march peacefully because I represent the youths. I represent the hungry women. I represent the PWDs. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to tell you that I was told
She's a youth.
I am a woman and I'm representing all of them. I am on the floor, Mr. Speaker, sir, can you protect me? I do not want interference.
Order. What's your point of order, Honorable Maya?
It is an insult to the youth.
Excuse me.
Honorable Bensouda, a moment.
Point of order.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
While I consider it as an insult to the youth of this country,
yes.
the age that is put in the website for Honorable Bensouda is about 35 years.
Order.
We would like
Honorable Bensouda, proceed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for protecting me. No wonder even the two-thirds gender rule cannot go through in this house. When I'm making substantive statements, and I think he was sleeping, I talked about representation. I didn't talk about youth. Mr. Speaker, sir, I personally witnessed because I closely navigated this city on that day. I began by the University of Nairobi, the world-class university where I went, and there was heavy firearms at those gates, a conducive which cannot encourage learning. I want to say that when I moved around Kibra and all Langata areas, it was armed policemen and tear gassing. Is that what we call security? Is that what we call peaceful demonstration? I want to tell you, Mr. Speaker, sir, we miss concepts and this country must be brought to order. We want leaders to be fair to the nation. We want leaders to be honest to the situation. When I walked into parliament, personally I've taken fruits. There is somebody who had not taken fruits even for a whole year. Personally, there is a cafeteria there. I have eaten. The people who are demonstrating outside did not see even any form of food on their table. We do not take serious matters into jokes. It is a high time we must raise up and work as leaders of this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I'm going to continue with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to our channel. Subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, Honorable Bensouda is not only a blessing to the people of Homabay, but a blessing to many Kenyans. At least he can speak on our behalf. And indeed, the question he is asking are very important question. Nani mwenye alisimamisha biashara kwa hii nchi? Because she was very clear that she went to some of the universities and how the police were there were heavily armed police officers, like you would think that this is a military camp. That means they were not providing a conducive environment for learning. So when you talk about watu walifanya biashara ikaharibika kwa hii nchi, who did that mistake? And we had analyzed this one in our previous, on the same day when we had the mass action. We pointed out that this government is the one who used police officers to stop business in this country. They literally stopped everything. There was totally no business. So when Gachagua said that the business will continue in this country, nothing will happen, Gachagua was honest to Kenyans. He refused to be honest. For him, he think that everything was okay. But there was a serious reason why Raila had called for mass action. We have been saying here people are sleeping hungry. The last someone saw a meal was 2 days ago. Wengine wanakunywa tu maji na wanakaa hapo hivyo. Hata kupata kibarua ya mjengo haiko. But Gachagua and the team don't want to agree with this reality. Business will continue as usual. Which business? It was time for Kenyans to express what is in their mind, what they are going through, to send a message to the government. But this government is pretending and playing blind game. So Kenyans have to continue pushing these people so that they can open their eyes and see. So these police officers were everywhere. They could even force people to walk while umeweka mikono juu. You know, it's like some of the orders these police officers were giving. You would think we are in the Moi era. But people were just demonstrating and they were just supposed to provide security. So Gachagua came out and their people to give order, which seemingly it was meant just to shut down the business. So before they blame Raila Amolo Odinga on business in this country, that they lost a lot of money, they should first of all blame themselves for using police officers to brutalize Kenyans, for using police officers to make the situation very hard for anyone to enter even CBD and run their business. Instead of police officers providing security to both demonstrators and then those who are doing their business, officers were used to disrupt peaceful demonstration. That was the work of Rigathi Gachagua. Ilikuwa kazi ya mikono ya Gachagua and the team. So whatever way they promised and whatever way they could utter their word with authority to pretend like everything is just in order, the truth is that there is hunger here and they have shown that problem. They have to sort it. If not, then this one is going to escalate. The other question was, why was this one able to be possible? It was possible because indeed the way Raila has told people that Kenyans are hungry, it is true, they are hungry. That's why people took a leave. It was a holiday. And a holiday to do what? To come and express their feeling. Because even some of those who are in business, they decided to shut down their business and go and take off. But you will listen, when Raila says that it's a holiday and people follows and indeed it happened to be like an off, then what is the value of Raila Amolo Odinga in Kenyan currency, political currency? You cannot manage to devalue Raila Amolo Odinga's political currency in this country. You have to look for a way to accommodate that. If not, then you are dishonest with the reality, and of course, you are preparing a bed, maybe you will not be ready to lie on it, but we will force you to be on that bed. And Bensouda is telling Gachagua to be honest, actually. Is Gachagua honest? Can he even at one day be honest? Just for 1 minute to be honest? He will never. Same thing to Ruto. He has never been honest. They pretend like there's nothing happening here. When are they going to be honest with Kenyans and tell them the truth? When will that day come?